Good morning, everyone. I'm back. Just checking if my microphone is in. Yes. So this is the one I did yesterday, and this is how it's going to dry. If I show you the top, you can see that the edges are already dried, but in the middle it is still really wet. That's because it's really cold here in Holland during the night, and it's my studio is about 18 Celsius, so that's pretty cold. Put that one away. Here's the other one that I did yesterday. As you can see here, you can see that it's dry, but in the middle here it's pretty wet. So we don't want to touch it, but as you can see, it's beautiful green, turquoisey greenish, and it's it really reminds me of water and something floating on the water, some plants. Really like this one. Okay, put this one away. Now, first off, of course, I want to thank everyone because today's the last day of the month. So this is updated as of this morning, Sunday morning, around 12 noon. Yes, I've been doing a lot of stuff. There was some stuff going on internet. People stealing Arthur Brothers' pictures of his pores and putting them on an ebook to sell the ebook, and I think that is so totally disgusting behavior. That is totally whacked up. You know, if you can't make a beautiful pour yourself, why are you doing an ebook? If you have to steal someone else's picture to promote your ebook, that says a lot about your quality as a acrylic pourer. And I think that's really bad. So I deleted that person off my Facebook group, and he was already deleted off a German Facebook group. I had a little email going back and forth with Arthur Brothers. He thanked me for doing that, but he had already had an email from someone from a German group, so he already fixed that. But, you know, He said that he has that weekly, that he has people stealing his stuff and doing things with it, and I think that is not the way to go, guys. You know, if you can't make something pretty yourself, just experiment and keep at it, and you'll get good at it, and then you can do whatever you want. But that's not the way to go. Now, another thing is that the biggest Dutch Facebook group, they had something similar happen. Someone went in there, took all the recipes and everything they wanted. They took it and then they used it, you know, for commercial gain. And that is really, you don't do stuff like that. And that upset the admin so much. Dean is her name. You know, she had her heart broken about it. And it was really, you know, it has an impact on your art, on, you know, having fun with this. It went to the point that she just closed down the Dutch pouring group. And this morning, I just thought, you know, let's make another Dutch pouring group. So, you know, she has some peace of mind, some rest. And there's another place for people to go. So I opened a Dutch pouring group. It's called Nederlandse Acrylic en Epoxygieters. Yes, that's a mouthful. But it's about acrylic pouring and resin pouring. So if you're Dutch and you can understand Dutch, you're very welcome to join that. And I'll be on there doing some stuff, but I'll need a lot of moderators so that, you know, it doesn't take up too much of my time. Okay, the pour I have in mind is the same colors I did yesterday, but I'm going to show you that by applying a little bit more or less of one color, that you get a totally different pour. So I am still going to put it in the bag, but I am going to do a different layering of paint and you will see that it makes all the difference. Now, there was someone that said, why does everyone start with white? Well, that is because white is very dense. The pigments are very heavy, and they usually make for a pretty pour, because the white does a lot to the pour. So I'm not going to put all these colors in though. So I'm going to just take that little bit of turquoise. I think we got enough to fill that canvas. Although I might want to first do the corners. So I still have a cup full of with the Z on the side, and that is that it's without the silicone. And that is something that I can't tell you enough, because I've got a lot of questions about it, that in the background color, you don't really want the silicone, because then when you do a spread like this, you'll get all those dimples because there's silicone in it. And that's normally not what you want in a background. And don't get me wrong, you can do that. You can put silicone in your background because maybe you like those dimples. Then you just have to go for it and do it. You see, anything I tell you guys on here, it's not like, you know, a rule that you have to do. By all means, always keep on experimenting and doing your own thing, and don't believe what other people say. Just experiment, because even though it might not work, you will learn something from it that you can take with you to your next pour. Okay, we got it covered. Put that aside, the brush aside. Now we have our little plastic bag, and I'll let it all sort of go to one point. There we go. Now, yesterday someone said, why don't you just cut off a really tiny tip? Well, that doesn't really work, because the smaller the opening that you push your paint through, the more the paint gets mixed, the colors, and you'll see that like almost only one color comes out. So you don't really want to do that. Now I don't have my scissors. Yes, I do. Okay, like yesterday, I'm going to just cut it off on top and pick out that little piece of plastic. Ooh, I like this. I'm gonna get all the paint out. That's it. Now, what this plastic bag pour thing does is really it sort of pushes it out, and with that you get this effect, as you can see, or you already have huge cells. And that's sort of what the silicone does when it's pushed through an opening. Like I always used to say, you have to have a little speed in your paint, and that's what I mean with a little bit of speed in your paint. That's kind of cool looking, right? And tip it over here, and tip it down here. I want a lot of white, so I don't mind that a lot of this is going to go off the side, because I really like those really big, juicy, big white spots in it. Look at that. That is a totally different pour, isn't it? And now I need my little palette knife. I have another one over here. So I'm scooping up, trying to see if I get the right colors. And I know I say this a lot, but I think it's very important that when you do your corners, you want exactly the same color mix that is around it. That's really pretty, because then you don't see that you've touched up any corners whatsoever. And here's a little bit here. We need a little bit with a little bit of white in it, a little bit more. And that makes for a nice cover of the corner. Now, I like this especially because there's a lot of white, so it's very different to the previous pours. I am going to give it a little bit more here. See if I can get a little bit more cells. And they are popping up here and there, just a few. See that here in the middle there? And that's gonna give it just that little extra. Now that is a pretty pour. I'd hang it like this because I like the way this moves. And what I am also gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter. So let me find the right color. I think we're gonna go for, let's see where I have that color. I think this is it. Yeah, I got it. Oh, this is so covered in paint. This is, let's see. Oh no, I don't have the right one. This is the wrong one. But we could put a little bit on there. This is a little bit of green. We don't want that one. I have too much glitter, I think. Yeah, I think I might like something like blue. This is a blue holographic one. That's the color right there. And just blow over it like that. That gives it a little special thing. One more in the corner. That's it. Now you can't put glitter, you cannot put it in the pour because the acrylic paint will just cover the glitter and it won't glitter anymore. It'll just be little specks in there which don't show any color because they're covered in the paint that they've touched. But if you blow it on top and don't do anything else to the painting, it will stay on top. Then when you varnish it, you'll see the sparkly stuff coming around. Now, I'm not sure if you could pick it up. Yeah, you can a little bit. See that? It's really just a little dusting, not more than that. Just a little dust. Now I do think that the colors that I'm using today and yesterday, I do think they really work well. So if you're new to acrylic pouring, I suggest that you try your first pour with the colors that I used today. And I will show it again, the colors, for the people that didn't watch the video yesterday. Oh, there's that little bit of plastic in there. Let's get that off. There we go. So that's it. Maybe a little more of this one. And as you can see, we are using almost everything that's came off the canvas. It's not much. It looks like a whole lot more when it's on the table, but actually it's not that much. It's just enough to fill one of these cards. Letting that run down there. And a little down here. I'm gonna torch it. There won't be much going on when I torch it. That's about it. Really subtle, small little cells. This is the last bit over here. And I'm gonna let it come down a little. But you know, you never know where you're gonna pick out what you're gonna use. And I'm really in the, ooh, there's a little bit of damaged paper in here. But I'm going to keep this one. I am working on a sort of a mixed media thing. I'm hoping to finish it today because I had a lot of takes, about six takes. So I'm hoping to finish it today and then I'll show it to you. So that's it. I'm gonna do a little cleanup, and I still have 2 little canvases left. And these that I have done yesterday and today, I'm gonna put those in the giveaway for this month. So you have your, and I have a couple of others with different colors. So you'll have a choice out of, I'm gonna pick 2 people for the giveaway, and then they can choose out of about six paintings. So that's gonna be a lot of fun for them. So I hope you win, and I'm thanking you all for watching. Really appreciate all the thumbs up and all the comments. So thank you for watching. See you in a bit.